Hello everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share for Cocoa Vanilla Studio. I am using the Great Escape collection, the new collection, and this is about the third layout I've made with this collection, and oh, how much do I love those stripes, so much. So they have to have center stage at some point, so today is the day. So I'm starting off with a white cardstock background and I have fabulous amount of stripes there. Look at those, I just love them. It's just so bright and happy and colourful, isn't it? I love happy stripes like that. And on the cut apart sheet, there is this border strip with all these rainbow scallops. I love them. They're super cute. They match the stripes really well. So what I'm doing is I just chop that out and then I'm just fussy cutting around the scallops, and then I'm going to use that as a border along the bottom edge of my stripes. How good is that? I love it. I also have this yellow paper Suns left over from a previous layout. I can't remember which paper it's on the back of, but anyway, I've got that left over from another layout. So I thought that I love scrapbooking with yellow. It just makes me happy. It's just the colour of sun and happiness, and I really wanted to. It just lifts everything, doesn't it? So if you have papers or photos that are quite dark, add some yellow and it just lifts everything, brightens it all up. So I love the yellow, so I'm bringing in some of the yellow as a strip at the top there. And now you can see I have these two surfing photos. I was determined to use the two together on this layout, but actually I couldn't get them to work together, so I've decided to give the surfboard layout its photo even its own layout. So that's coming next time, watch out for that. So there we go. I've got my my stripy paper in place in the background. I've stuck that down. I'm just going to add in my scallops there. Now they need to, I'm going to distress the edges first, and I also want to raise them on foam pads, but I want the top line to be anchored underneath the stripes. So I just have to kind of carefully figure that out and work that in. Really, I should have some adhesive at the top edge of those scallops, but I think in the end I just use foam pads. And actually I'm looking at the layout right next to me now and it's not quite perfect. Maybe I should put a line of sewing along there or something to hold it all in place, because the scallops are trying to escape from the bottom of the strips in some places. But anyway, hopefully no one would notice that unless I had just told you. So anyway, okay, so there is my fabulous background already in place. I've got the stripes, I've got the scallops, I've got the photo, and then I have these two layered stars that I made in my previous layout and then didn't use on the layout, so they were already pre-made. So that's scrapbooking at its finest as far as I'm concerned, of pre-made layers and embellishments ready just to pick up and use. So I just picked those up. They're sewn through the middle, and I'm just going to use them as layers behind my photo. So those two are just going to be angled together like that, and then the photo is going to sit on top of them, and kind of sitting on the line where the scallops start. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. It's great. I'm so sorry about the top of my head. We're filming lately. I've filmed away on a weekend with friends, and my filming setup must have not quite been right because I seem to have my head in an awful lot of my videos. So I need to be more mindful of that. I don't know if it's because my camera was a bit lower or something, I'm not quite sure, but anyway, I definitely need to be more mindful of it because my head keeps making appearances in all sorts of videos at the moment, so sorry about that. You get to see way too much of the top of my head. I never get to see it, except on film. Right, okay, so I am again using the paper, the cut apart paper, to pull out some bits and pieces to use. So I've cut out the word play and I've cut out the words, the phrase that says there, adventure is out there. Now I don't actually use adventure is out there. I think that ends up on the next layout. Yes, it does. Yeah, so anyway, that one gets moved, but the word play at the top there is really lovely, and I did want to get in the word adventure somehow because this was an adventure. We went surfing. Well, I didn't go surfing, but the children did, and my 10-year-old boy was super reluctant. He actually loves the sea. He's autistic. He loves the sea, but he hates sand. So those two don't really. That's a bit problematic. But he loves being in the water, and he loves playing in the surf. And he's got a bodyboard, which he really enjoys using when we can persuade him to put up with the sand. But this was proper surfing with a big surfboard, which was so much bigger than him. And he was really reluctant to go because it was a long lesson. It was a 3-hour lesson, and it meant that he would have to be around the sand for a long time. But yeah, he did. He embraced it, and he went, and he loved it, absolutely loved it. And he was the best out of the 4 of them. So he managed to stand up many times. I think that's because he's light as a feather. Personally, is why he managed to do that. Yeah, he was brilliant. He absolutely loved it. So it's a really massive success story for us because he actually embraced something that he was really unsure about, and he went for it, and he really loved it. So yeah, as a mum, I'm super happy to be able to scrap with this photo and for him to be in it. So yeah. I have just used the word adventure above the photo there. Like I said, I wanted to get that word in because it definitely was an adventure. I've used that is from the puffy title stickers. Now I adore those. They're all one colour. I love dark letters. They always show up and look good against backgrounds. I find sometimes letters that have got like florals all over them just kind of don't work or don't show up too well against patterns, and I use a lot of patterns. So dark solid coloured words work super well for me, so love that. So adventure, and also the fact that it's puffy and it's a bit flexible means I could curve it around the top of my photo so that it didn't have to be perfectly straight, and I think that works out really, really well. So I love that title. I've kept the word play in. I've got the sign that's from the ephemera that says fun times. That's like a little signpost, and then I've put a couple of feathers in at the bottom. You know, I always think of feathers as kind of like bohemian or something, and so I always associate surfing with that too. So the feathers worked in my brain, and so I have put a little chipboard star above the big star. I'm adding a little group of embellishments at the top there, a little wood grain piece, or a little wood log round, I think they're called, and a little ticket that says we were here, and just gonna add another one of those little wood rounds at the bottom there, and I think that's all pretty much stuck in place now and good to go. So just final touches really. So I'm just going to add that little label there that says so much fun, which it was, and some little labels from the accessory stickers. I always enjoy using phrase stickers like this. One says this is the best, and one says life is short, so they're going on there. I'm raising them up on foam pads because I like my embellishments to have lots of dimension. Even though they are stickers, I still like to raise them up on foam pads every opportunity I get. So yeah, those are in place. I'm just going to add a few little stars and circles from these puffy stickers here. I adore these sets of stickers. They're just brilliant to use, aren't they? They're just so good to be able to just add into all the little gaps. I like my clusters to have, you know, large layers, smaller layers, and then tiny bits. Yeah, and also there's loads of the puffy stars in the same colour as the titles on the titles packets, so that's brilliant too. I love those. So yeah, so just getting all of those bits stuck in place, a few little bits in place now. I need to add my journaling, which is just going to be a few lines at the bottom, and just adding some sequins now, so just sprinkling those on. I'm going to get those stuck in place. I may have not added my journaling on camera actually, and the reason for that is because I couldn't remember the name of the beach that we went to. It was a different area to what we normally go to, so I needed to look that up. So I think that is not I don't think that I add that on camera, but I add it underneath to the right of the feathers at the bottom there, that little perfect place there to put that in. And of course the date, had to look that up as well. So yeah, so just that will go on later. I think that's probably in my photographs. You'll see it on the screen in a moment, but it didn't get added on camera. So just adding some splatters of black paint. Now I have this giant cluster really that goes right from almost right from the bottom of the layer all the way up to the top. So my splatters followed that line. There you go. Journaling is in place on the photograph. Okay, so there you go. That's the final layout. I hope you enjoyed seeing me put it together. It was actually super easy. It came together so quick. It's great when your products inspire you to make your creating really easy, isn't it? Thanks so much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Cocoa Vanilla Studio using the Great Escape collection.